Get right into it. 50, aka Ferrari F50. Break it down. He finalized a $124 million project to have Shreveport, Louisiana be the base for his entertainment venue and film production studios. This is big news. This is huge. This is to rival Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, and Georgia, especially Atlanta, Georgia. This is coming off the heels of a lot of planning, a lot of shifting his weight and making sure that this deal would go through, and it certainly did. He met with the governor Landry of Louisiana. I think this is just great news. I love to hear business news, not gossip or rumors and stuff like that. This is business. This is about getting that money. He expects to have 6,000 jobs open and to generate at least $18 billion in revenue based on this project. That is extraordinary. That is really, really good news. That's awesome. And he's, taking his intellectual properties, his power, his other television series to new heights. So I think that's going to be extremely, good fortune for him and all those involved. It's a great way to open the new year. I think this is one of the best things he could possibly do. He's gone through the ringer. He's gone through breakups with his baby mothers. He's gone through bankruptcy. He's gone through all kinds of challenges and different issues. But this is to mark his greatest achievement, I think, so far. Because he said he's not a I ain't no actor, but it's me you see on your TV because I hustle, baby. This is 50 back in like my era, 2003 on. But he's changed since then. He has been the media mogul for all time. He's had success with Netflix with the Sean Combs The Reckoning docu-series. I think that's it's very important to say that he is a man about business. He's about that dollar. He's about getting money. Queens get the money. he's from outside Jamaica, Queens, and Queens get the money. So I think this is such a great boon. Others. There's Tyler Perry in Georgia. I think Cat Williams might be in Georgia too. Let me make 100% sure. It is in Alabama. Cat Williams is currently developing a new film studio named Kemet Movie Works, located at the former Fort McClellan military base in Anniston, Alabama. He purchased the 117-acre property, which includes over 30 buildings and 3 million square feet of indoor space to create a production hub. It's not a game. It's not a game. Do what you want. This is like make your own. This is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. Get off the plantation, build your own nation. This is what I'm doing right now with this YouTube and this vocal stuff. It's all small right now, but like we said, like Jack White and Andre 3000 said, out of small rooms come great things. So I think that's one of the greatest turns in all of the history of hip hop, especially the genre of rap music. They use it like a cheap whore in a sense. You can love it or you can not love it. You can just try to get that money. A lot of people are just coming to the game, use it for what it's worth, and get the money and start off in new careers. There are plenty of rappers turned actors. There's a whole handful of them, and that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of all this. It's about getting money. It's about making a quality product. It's about making greatness. It's about making excellence. That's the whole point. So you can get the money. It's not just the money. The money is what? Just money. Just figures on a balance sheet. But what it means is that you have to use that money to create and to build. That's the whole point. So you have to have that mentality that like 50 Cent has to make sure that you have all your business affairs in a row, because you want to make sure that you have the possibility of creating and banking off of your mind, off your thoughts. Who is this? Whoa, what is that? Cinnamoroll plays on Lion YT. Hi. I'm just gonna say Cinna. If you say anything else, it's just Cinna. But yeah, that's just the whole point of it. You know, to make great work, to put in the effort, to have excellence. That's all this is all about, and that's what 50 has done. 50 is put down that $124 million deal. He finalized just either I think it was yesterday or Monday, or I mean yesterday or it was yesterday or today. Excuse me. Um, it's very beneficial to him, to his abilities on the mic, and as well as in the boardroom. He's an accomplished businessman. That's what's so amazing, like so great. He wants to be a billionaire too. I guess he wants to say, he looks like he's primed and he's poised to do it. He's racking up enough time as an executive producer. And I still don't know what an executive producer is or how much they get paid or what the hell. But I'm still trying to figure it out. One day I'll understand. But it's just very entertaining, very interesting, very powerful, very strong that 50 Cent is able to do this. That he's able to come into the game with such bravado and bravura, and show to the fellow rappers that this is possible. You can do this too. He's definitely a hit maker. He's made multiple hit singles. He had huge album sales. Kind of went off, after about 2007. Kind of slowed down a little bit. Then he picked it back up doing, guest appearances on people's tracks. But that's the extraordinary part about 50. 50, doesn't stop. He keeps going. He's like a shark. He's like a shark. If that is true, I don't know if that's the exact fact, if sharks stop or not, but just to go with my metaphor, just take it with a grain of salt or a boulder of salt. I don't know what's better. But yeah, he can't stop. He just keeps moving. He keeps moving and shaking. He's a builder and a titan. He might even be in Time Magazine one day, if he hasn't already been in Time Magazine amongst the builders and the titans. He's definitely one of the greatest minds to ever come out of the hip hop womb. One of the greatest thinkers. He's very methodic, very skilled, very diligent, and he can wait. He can wait until the ink dries. Excuse me, the ink dries. He can wait until there's there's a way for him to express himself. Excuse me. So, so 50 is that guy. He is that guy. He is to be recognized and respected for his business acumen, for his mind. Again, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, "Off the plantation, start your own nation." That is so key. That is so profound, because people, you can start off as a janitor somewhere. If you collect enough money and you study, the markets and the trades, it's a brave new world. It's a brave new world. You can go online, go on your smart device, your smartphones, your app, your watches, and you can download all kinds of different programs to listen to hear, and you could have a salary of $20,000 to $35,000 a year and still make bank, and funnel all those dollars that you're making into even more money and start your own businesses. Start, collecting, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, millions of dollars a year. And you start off as a janitor. That's the thing what I think 50 is going to do. 50 is going to have 6,000 jobs? 6,000 jobs to generate $18 billion and $300 million for those workers. That's extraordinary. I just have to give respect and props for what respect is due, where props are due. I mean, it's just extraordinary. It's very encouraging. This should be a sign of, wow, okay, this is, it's possible. I mean, I knew I could do this, but he just made this real. Like, that's the thing. You don't want to be second-handed, but you can be first-handed and saying, look, I knew that I could do it, but I know definitely that I can do it now that he's done it. So it's still first-handed. But, just to see somebody, just to look in awe, just the aspirational aspect of 50 Cent's business mind. That's what's so ingrained in the hip hop genre, into the rap genre. You turn nothing to something. You turn you take make a diamond out of dusty coal. That's it. Make a business for yourself. Like Big Boy said. That's the whole point of this. That's the whole ideal. 50 Cent has, shown himself to be a winner. He's a winner. He's gone through 9 shots, still alive, multiple shots to his body from a gun, and he's still going, still ticking. Took his liquor and kept on ticking. He's got his mind together. He's got his thoughts. And this isn't about gossip. That's what's so beautiful. This isn't about his baby mama did something with Diddy and Diddy got in trouble. Forget all that. This is business. This is what this is all about. This is about entrepreneurship. This is about opening. This is about creating. This is about directing. This is about making. This is about building. All that goes into it. This is the craftsmanship. This is the understanding of ways that, people don't expect you to do. But you do it anyway. You have that appeal. You have that shift. That's what makes it special. The fact that so many people, may have looked down upon 50 and cast him out. He'll never top the massacre. He'll never top Get Rich or Die Trying. He didn't have to. He took on the role of a mogul. That still seems like he has some good sense. Like 50 has some. That's a pun, isn't it? 50 Cent has good sense, but he has good sense. 50 Cents, SENSE. He has good sense. And all the darts that are thrown at him from Dame Dash onward, saying you're turning down a black man on a white man's platform and all this stuff. Forget that. That was footage. It spoke for itself. It spoke for itself in the Sean Combs' The Reckoning docuseries. Spoke for itself completely. So what 50 is doing in Shreveport, Louisiana is it's just off the charts good. Off the charts. It represents something that, a lot of people would shy away from, would not be accustomed to doing, would not be ready to reveal to themselves. They would not be conditioned to be the better parts of themselves. You have to laud and applaud him. You have to. You can't. I mean, you can't just hate the hate. You can't say, oh well, that nigga, he didn't do nothing for the inner city kids or something like that, or the kids in the slums, or why didn't he build a school for underprivileged kids or something like that? He could if he wanted to. He might do that in the future, but it's about money. That may not have been a moneymaker. Let's just be real. Let's just be honest. Like, that sounds cute. Oh yeah, the kids in the slums and the underprivileged kids, they're able to go to school now because of 50 Cent. No, he said, I'm gonna make an entertainment venue and a film production studio. That's what I'm gonna do. Shreveport, Louisiana, putting Shreveport on the map as far as the rap genre and making movies is concerned. I mean, this was funny when he had that song Wanksy. He said, I ain't no actor." Then he became an actor. I'll never forget, he had one role. He played like an African guy. He dropped like 50 to 100 pounds or something. It was crazy. He was looking really thin. That was wild. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. The facts of 50 Cent. Look at the sheet. Look at the sheet. Look at why was he granted why was it finalized? Why was the notion finalized? What reason did the governor have to sanction his dreams, essentially, to allow them to lift off the page and onto reality, or be initiated into reality? Haven't they? I don't think they even started building anything yet, but once they have the property all set up and everything's up and running, it's gonna be extra. It's gonna be just super. It's gonna be super. Super 50. It's gonna be excellence. I'm not gonna say black excellence. I'm just gonna say excellence, because it could be any color. I don't care who you are. You can be brown, red, white, yellow, black. As long as you have the competence and the thinking and the knowledge and the know-how to execute on these different projects, I salute you. I salute you. That's a serious undertaking, and it's a serious way of evaluating what happens. So that's the lesson I've taken from 50 Cent. You can't count him out. You really can't count the guy out. Ever since his inception, when he got $1 million for a deal, and like Dame Dash said, he wasn't hating. I don't think Dame Dash was hating. He was just saying how he's been in the game. He was in the game for 7 years or more than that, something like that. And he knew what it was like to have $1 million. He had $20 million liquid at one point. So he was like, $1 million isn't that much money. So that was true for him. But depending on who you're talking to, who you're referring to, $1 million is a lot of money. Even today, $1 million is a lot of money. Now, in context, it's not that much money, especially to billionaires. I mean, they might spend $1 million on a night in Vegas or something like that. I mean, it's nothing. Or a night in a school or trade or something like that they might invest in, or invest in chips or something like that. Nvidia chips. They might invest in that, and that could be their $1 million. But $1 million is still a lot of money in a lot of contexts, a lot of ways. So he is, showing that he was a little miffed at what Dame Dash has said. He said, "I'm from 130. I think he said 143rd Street or 30th Street, South Jamaica, Queens." That was a lot of money back then. That was a lot of money. You have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge that fact. That's a lot of money. For him to be able to exact and exert his power, no pun intended, on his various goals, is not a blessing, not lucky, but very fortunate. Because blessing is something mystical, lucky is social, and fortunate is just a fact of reality. You can just be fortunate. He's not a Bible thumper, but I think he still believes in God. I think he still believes in some kind of mystical leanings, you know. But he definitely has that way about him. Definitely has that way about him. And I would say that it is, very apropos, if I can use a word, or appropriate, that he go to Shreveport, Louisiana. It seems so random. It seems like, what? Yeah. No, he knows what he's doing. He's going to revolutionize that whole town. They might even nickname it 50 Land or something like that, 50 Centville or something like that. Because he's planned it. He's mapped it out. Like I said, like Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry owns 100%, allegedly, according to figures online, 100% of all his properties, all his his works, his movies and TV shows. He has a 25% stake in BET, and he has that film lot in Georgia. And Cat Williams has millions of square feet ready to go for a film studio. And now 50 Cent is starting his own thing, a rapper. A comedian, an actor, and a rapper. And they're all rappers and actors, I guess, in a sense, except for Tyler Perry. Cat Williams is a rapper too, but he just had a few, different he got the young guns out of here. If you have to be honest. He got the young guns way out of here. He got them way out of here. But that's just the truth. That's just the reality. That's just being honest. 50 was able to say, I'm going to build this on my own. I'm not going to wait for anybody to hold my hand or, go along. I'm going to do this all by myself. And he found the right partners. He found the right people. Construction is probably going to start in the next few months or years. They're going to start, tearing into the earth and building up this entire infrastructure. And I think that's such a great thing. Such a great thing. It's wonderful to know. It's wonderful to see him being able to address his abilities as a young, relatively young. He just turned 50 in July. 50 is 50. He's relatively young. I mean, he's not like these 19, 20-year-olds coming up in the game. But what are their ideas? What are their aspirations? Are they looking to one day have their own film studio and entertainment venue and employ 6,000 people and generate $18 billion projected? $300 million for the various people working there. What is that? What is that about? Why did 50 Cent do this? Why did 50 Cent do this? It says wheels are rolling in Shreveport State to fund 50 Cent projects. It says it took the Shreveport City Council less than... Oh my gosh, are you saying... Oh my God, what is this? Are you... Okay, this story is for subscribers, alright. It says Curtis 50 Cent Jackson's ambitious effort to develop a production base in Louisiana for his G-Unit studios took another step forward as the state revealed a finalized deal for an investment and redevelopment plan. Under the agreement, Jackson's company will invest $124 million to renovate venue space, stage works, update a production campus formerly owned by Millennium Studios, and build a dome-style immersive venue and green space park in the city of Shreveport, Louisiana Economic Development Office said on Monday. So it was yesterday. Okay. The state said it agreed to provide $50 million in performance-based funding for infrastructure at those sites. By reinvesting in downtown Shreveport and upgrading existing assets to create state-of-the-art entertainment and production facilities, we are creating jobs, inspiring hope, attracting new productions, and giving the entire entertainment industry a reason to build their futures right here, Jackson stated. So that's what he's doing it. And like I said before, he met with Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry. He said, "We're thrilled to welcome yet another project that sees the strength, talent, and potential of this region." That is awesome. And they have artist renderings of G-Unit Studios. It looks pretty cool. They got the different numbers of the studio lots. In response to a Hollywood Reporter earnings article on Star's $53 million in quarterly losses, 50 Cent wrote on Instagram, "See what happens when I stop working? Let's make stars great again." Using a little bit of language from President Trump there. On Star's earnings call in November, President and CEO Jeffrey Hirsch called out the Jackson and G-Unit produced boxing drama Fightland as the company's first studio original greenlit since its spinoff from Lionsgate. The series is currently in production in London. G-Unit produces for multiple studios and has broadened its scope to nonfiction, audio, film, and television. The company recently produced Netflix's, this is what I talked about, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, which is held as the second most watched project on Nielsen's streaming ratings chart for 2 consecutive weeks, below the blockbuster Stranger Things. That's extraordinary. That's the only word I can say. I love saying the word extraordinary. I'm trying to think of a different word. That's excellent. That's superlative. It's just just to hear that, just to see that, and they look really cool. The buildings, the lot, they look really cool. The artist renderings, what everything's gonna look like, it looks really cool. So he's putting Shreveport, Louisiana on the map, letting everybody know to come on. If you're about that business, you're about that life, come and get me. Let's see what's happening. Moving, shaking and popping. That's what 50 is on right now. Like Mr. Chorstar Terrain said, 50 wants to feed his niggas. He wants to feed his niggas. That's what 50 wants to do. He's got his G-Unit inked a deal with Fox Entertainment in 2023 to develop a new projects and made a deal with Fox News for true crime series 50 Ways to Catch a Killer on Fox Nation. Jackson Studio is also developing Ron Stallworth's non-fiction tome The Gangs of Zion as a Hulu project titled Hip Hop Cop. Other projects include The Massacre and Queen Zinga for Stars and Trill League for BT+. If you don't call that a hustle, what do you call that? That's a hustler right there. That's somebody who grinds. That's a super troll about his business. He can troll all day. He's amongst the greatest trolls in the company of Tyler the Creator and Azalea Banks. Some of the greatest trolls of all time. But he's very sincere about his business. He's sincere about his dollars. So you have to give him a salute and an honor for what he does and why he does it. Okay, second half of the show. Hey, Brooklyn. Hi. Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty. I didn't really, follow Pooh Shiesty before this article. I just like bits and pieces of his work. I like the drug dealing. I like the killing. I like all that. I don't like the drug taking. I don't like the, I'm popping this, I'm popping that, and I got the dirty Sprite and dirty this. I'm not really into that kind of rap. I'm into the selling drugs and killing people in a rap song. That's just me though. That's just me. That's just my thing. My favorite type of my subgenre for rap music is cocaine chic. Yeah, the late great Biggie, Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Griselda, The Locks, Diplomats. It goes on and on and on. There's a lot of chic, um, gangster slash drug dealing, you know, um, songs that are in their catalogs. But Pooh Shiesty, I'm still a little bit confused about this situation. He's not in jail per his label who said that. He's not in jail right now. But he was in jail. He was in jail since October. And that's from FDO, first day out. So I'm still trying to piece together the idea of this. They're asking, is he back in jail? They're saying he's not. $1017 Brick Squad, I think it is. Yeah, 1017 Brick Squad, Guwap, and Atlantic. They had to literally say he's not in jail. He had a debut mixtape in 2021 called Shiesty Season and peaked at number 3 on the Billboard 200. So he's popping. He's not playing. He's trying to make this money. And that's the thing I like about it. Like I say, talking about the drug dealing, talking about the killing. It's more of that. We need more of that in hip hop. I don't care what anybody says. We need more of that. I already said hi, Brooklyn. What's going on? But we need more of that in our hip hop stars. He may be a star in the making, but he's got Memphis, Tennessee popping. Like he's got his fellow Memphis, Tennessee rapper Moneybagg Yo on some of his songs. They don't even have an update. They have stuff back from 2022. He was released on October 6, 2025. He was sentenced to 5 years and 3 months in prison, and he got out earlier. Released from federal prison early after serving only 3 years. So he's out. He's free, y'all. He's free. Y'all don't have to say free Shiesty, free Pooh Shiesty. You don't have to say that. He's completely free. But that's the thing that gets to me. It's the fact that he's made so much, about. I'm listening to these songs. I'm listening to. I'm on the bike. Just sitting there listening to these songs. I'm like, God damn, these niggas sound the same. Not knocking it. It just is a fact. Like, these songs they have almost the same melody. They have the same kind of riffs. They have the same kind of storyline or through lines or narratives. And it's just the same. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. I don't understand it. It's very strange. It's a weird kind of space to be in because they're reflecting their lives, and I like rappers that go to jail and they're telling the truth. They're saying I do this and I can put in work and I'll go to prison if I have to. I don't want to go to prison, but I'll go. That's the reality. That's how they handle business. And then I'm thinking about the Little Dirks, the Chief Keefs, um, the late great Young Dolph, uh, late great homie Quan, Rich homie Quan, um, just assortment of these young rappers, and they have the exact same flows. They have the same kind of um, uh, styles. They have the same kind of slang. I'm not getting anything, of substance out of them, but I enjoy it. It's like candy. It's candy. You have to enjoy a Snickers bar or a Payday. That's my favorite candy, a Payday. And it's tasty and it's good and it makes money. Hershey and Mars make lots of money on Halloween, Easter, and Valentine's Day. And Whitman's, it's candy. That's what it is. It's not like a full meal. It's not like, oh wow, this is very nutritious and very good for me. No, this is like I just want to have an ice cream cone or something like that and enjoy it. And that's what I'm doing when I'm listening to their songs. There's really no substance to it. They're not very substantive. But I enjoy it. I like it. It's candy. It's ice cream. It's cake. It's pie. It's sweet. Not to say that they're sweet. I'm saying, you know what I mean? It's not a serious, nutritious kind of, oh, well, this is very interesting. And I can move to this. I can groove to this, but it's very thoughtful at the same time. Like a Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Big Sean, kind of, caliber of rappers. This is a totally different caliber of rapper. And that's good. I think that's a good thing. They're honest and true to themselves. They're not trying to be hotep and like woke and thought provoking just to be thought provoking and say these different things just to say I was very deep and very erudite and arcane and respect me for my wording and my lyricism is of a vernacular that you cannot understand and that's what makes it good is because you can't understand it. Like what? But that's the reality of it all. That's the truth. That's what makes it a great kind of counterbalance when you hear people like I said, I was a Ye fan. Before I knew that, before anything, I was a Ye fan. Not even like a supporter. I was a fan. Like everything, I dressed like him. I'm a supporter, not of Ye anymore, but I'm a supporter of various other people. I might dress like them, but that's just out of respect. That's not like because I'm biting or anything like that, But I respect them to that degree. So I would say that there's a definite understanding of what it means to be an artist. Like Ye had his prime. Like he had such a great way of conveying a message. Like his albums, like Jay, like Ye, like Nas, like the huge superstar, like megastars. Even 50 Cent to a degree. They all have an impact and have had an impact in the way of conveying a message. And that's the thing with Ye. Ye had an indomitable way of portraying himself and showing himself to be. Like, I'll say All Falls Down was one of the greatest songs of the 21st century. It just is excellent. And his album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, a masterpiece, a monumental work. But like I said, with All Falls Down, he's talking about so many things, but he's like making it palatable, making it interesting and able to be able to understand it. And it's still, you see, we buy a lot of clothes, but we don't really need them. Things we buy to cover up what's inside. What rapper today is saying that? What rapper today is saying we buy a lot of clothes, but we don't really need them? Things we buy to cover up what's inside. Because they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why Shorty's Hollywood, a ball is at. Drug dealer buy Jordan, crackhead buy crack, and the white man get paid off for all of that. There's nobody that is even close to that level of lyricism. Because he always, like, that's the thing too. You had Drizzy, you had Drake, Wayne. Wayne is weird because I don't know if he actually sold coke, but you have these adjacent lines, like when Drake said, "Call up Fernando to move a piano." Like, he's not in the drug game, but he knows people that are in the drug game. He knows about it. He can talk about it, but he's not going to say that he was a drug dealer. The same thing with, you can say from an eighth to a key. He can say that. He didn't sell an eighth. He didn't sell a key, but he can talk about it. He knows Jay-Z at that time period. So that's what Pooh Shiesty reminds me of. Pooh Shiesty reminds me of just, have a good time. Listen to the songs, have a party, just put his record on, have a good time with some females, have a good time, doing what you gotta do. Have a great time. Live life while you got it. People are slipping away right now. As I speak, somebody just died. That's just so weird about this whole situation of life. Even as you're talking, somebody around the world right now just checked out. That's a weird thing, but it's true. So I would say that it is imperative to listen to Pooh Shiesty. Just listen to it, enjoy it. Talking about selling drugs, killing ops, doing drugs, smashing broads. It's great. It's just great. I just like it. I like it. Except for the doing drugs part. I do drugs with a prescription. Prescription drug. Oh my God, excuse me. Prescription drugs only. And I don't pop pills. I don't abuse my drugs. I just use them. But Pooh Shiesty, I don't remember a word he said. I'm listening to the song. I might have to, I might have to program myself. Listen to a song every day, something like that. Just get a hang of it. I just put it on. I said, hey, blank, because if I say it, she's gonna pop up. But I say, hey, blank, play Pooh Shiesty, and she plays it, and it's just random songs. I just think that's just a great thing that these rappers are able to do. Understanding the landscape. Are there any? Besides Kendrick, Kendrick is like borderline, but he's not really super. He's not like Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Common, Pharoah Monch. These are like quote unquote conscious rappers. They're not really conscious rappers because they'll delve into some BS too, but they were the pillars in my existence, and that's my role. That's my journey. If I could just depart from Pooh Shiesty for a moment, that was my journey into hip hop. I had like, okay, Jay-Z, yeah, Will Smith, yeah, Diddy, yeah, and I was like, okay, but there's gotta be somebody other than this. This is a lot of flashy, bravado and everything like that. And I picked up Pharoah Monch, and I picked up Talib Kweli, And I was like, Mos Def and Common, and I was just like, okay. And then you had like Ye. Ye came out of nowhere and said, look, I'm gonna put together a song with Jay-Z and Talib Kweli. I'm gonna put a song with Freeway and Mos Def. I'm gonna have Common on my album. But this is gonna be street. This is, the first song, the very first song off of the College Dropout was drug dealing just to get by. Stack your money till it gets sky high. That is extraordinary. That is superlative. That is maximum entertainment. That's what we need. That's what we need. And I think Kendrick Lamar is the one, that's taking out the mantle for that. Ye had it for a long time. Then I think, Kendrick had it. Kendrick kind of still has it, I think. I think the West Coast is probably the best coast right now. South, maybe second, third is New York, East Coast, and Midwest probably is another one. So just to give you some kind of idealism, just to give you a thought pattern, what Pooh Shiesty is delivering. He has, So Icy Summer, So Icy Gang Volume 1, So Icy Boys. This is all his compilation albums. His mixtape, his single. He doesn't even have an album out, but he's probably a millionaire. That's beautiful. That's a great thing. He's got a lot of singles. Good gravy. But he hasn't produced in a while. But like I said, this is a weird space. They weren't sure if he was, like, his supporters were not sure if he was in prison or not. And the label had to say, no, wait, he's not in prison. He's free. He's out. He's a free man. He's liberated. I just thought that was strange. It was a strange kind of understanding. A weird way of looking at things. Very weird. Very strange. So to see if he is really a stand-up guy, you have to listen to his songs. And they'll paint a picture. That's the thing, though. It's like there's not really a narrative. There's no really like storyline to the songs, but you can paint a picture at least. If you're not going to do literature, you can do something like in the illustrative arts, and really see a portrait of who Shiesty is, who Pooh Shiesty is all about. He has been able to carve out a piece of rap lore. He has been able to channel, through the various systems, a picture of somebody who's selling drugs, somebody who's killing ops, somebody who's smashing broads, somebody who's popping pills, somebody who's taking risks, somebody who's about that life, somebody who is strong in character. That's one of the things that I think is overlooked in a lot of these things. It's like the honor amongst thieves kind of sentiment. A lot of these rappers are they have strict codes, may not be proper. Like snitching is for good. Snitching is a good thing. They don't really look at snitching as a good thing. They see snitching as a detriment. It's something that's a liability. They don't see that as anything of quality or anything of noteworthy action. They find it to be a poor way of adjusting to reality. So we have to just take that all into consideration and really feed upon the ideas of what Pooh Shiesty really is, what he really wants to be, what are his goals, what are his motives, what are his intentions. That's all it boils down to. That's the truth behind all this. So I would say listen to Pooh Shiesty. Listen to Pooh Shiesty. Go on your Spotify, your Tidal, your Apple Music, wherever you get your music. YouTube Music. I don't know what it is, but the man is getting money. That's a beautiful thing. He's not. I don't know if he's literally. I doubt if he is literally killing people and shooting up or raping women or anything, or sexually assaulting women or anything like that. And not even in his songs is that reflected all the way. But he's not selling drugs. To my knowledge, he's not killing his ops. It's in the songs. It's all in the songs. Let that be in the songs. And that's another point. I do not agree with songs being used as evidence in a court of law. I mean, I had to slow myself down a little bit because it was like, if there was something obvious, if there was like an obvious, line that said like, I'm outside the lot and you're about to get shot, and like there was a lot literally, and then the person was shot, and like, I mean, is that admissible? Is that proper for somebody to hold up and show as a sign? I don't know, but it is something to consider, something to realize, something to take into consideration. It's always good to know about the reality of these rappers' lives. I mean, they're not just making this stuff up just to make it up. They're not just like pulling it out of thin air. This is their lives that they're conveying in these songs. This is what they're rhyming about. This is what they're making rhymes of. They're the last. They had the last poets. Well, rappers are the last poets. It's like poetry that's raw, uncut, in your face, strong, true, even if it's not true. It's fiction even though it's not, it's nonfiction even though it's fiction. It gives you some semblance of what they're all about. That's what I think is superlative. That's what I think is a wonder of the world. It makes it a challenge to anybody that enjoys rap genres, the rap genre, because there is no hip hop community, there is no rap community. A community has parameters, guidelines, and a council, as Mr. Choice Star Terrain says. Those are the hallmarks of what it is to be in a community. That's just the facts. There's no other way around it. That's the reality. So listen to Pooh Shiesty. That's all I gotta say. He's free. He's about to get that money. Let him live. Let him live. Let him do his thing. Let him create. Let him build. Let him make something. He could be the next 50 Cent or the first Pooh Shiesty, as I always like to say. Everybody's like, oh, he's the next this, he's the next that. He's the first, or she's the first. And the only. Just like there's only one, whoever you're comparing it to. They're the only one to be there. That's so great to me. So that's the case with that, because Pooh Shiesty is not a superstar. He's not a superstar. He's not really even a star yet, but he's in the making. He could become somebody, big. He hasn't even dropped a full album yet. He's never dropped an album. He has plenty of singles. He's got mixtapes. Well, at least one mixtape, Shiesty Season. It debuted at number 4 on the U.S. Billboard 200 with 62,000 album equivalent units in its first week of release. He's got people like 21 Savage. 21 Savage is a star. He's no question. Lil Durk is a star. Gucci Mane, star. He has people around him that are, absolutely no question stars. Lontrell Donnell Williams Jr. He began focusing on music in 18, so he was what's that? 2017. 2017 is when he started to focus on music. So you really can't hate. You cannot hate. You can't hate on the guy. You have to give him his credit. Because he could be robbing you right now. He could be stealing from you. He could be pumping drugs into the system. Selling fent. Who knows? But he's not. He's not doing any of those things. It's music. He's got a picture with his vehicles and his plaques and a snake and some snakes. He's got merch. Pooh Shiesty. Shiesty Season. First day out. So, I mean, that's just great to me. So, listen, if you haven't listened to Pooh Shiesty, let it be known you got it from me. I had to listen to it this morning. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I was like, wow, this is some flow. Okay, this is some selling this and doing that and everything. Okay, I got you. I'm rolling with it. I feel old as hell, by the way. There's kids that know stuff that's coming out tomorrow. And I don't even know it. So, it's pretty strong. Hi, Brooklyn. It's a little late for you, sir, but thanks. Appreciate it. You should have brought in 12,000 people, but you didn't. Wonder why. I'm probably going to get like 30 views off of this one show. I cannot gauge it. I don't know why I got thousands of views. Then I get 90 views. Then I'm going to get like probably 27 views off of this video. People didn't like the 50 Cent and Pooh Shiesty. I don't know. Popped in the like. Thank you for the like. Appreciate it. You misspelled popped, but that's fine. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And I thank everybody that came in here. Senna, the other Brooklyn, the real Brooklyn, all of you. Thank you very much for coming in. And I will see you sometime tomorrow. Thank you very much again. Take care.